What if I was the first person to perform in every country? What if it's already been done? What if I was the first person to perform in every country in that country's native language or one of its official languages? Now there's a challenge. What if I, to work on the definitions here or on the guidelines, what if I was the first to perform on film in every country in that country's official language or native tongue by a principal role by actual guidelines, which is 6 lines or more. That would cut me some slack on learning the languages. So, that could be doable in a lifetime, maybe. But what I love about this selfish goal is that there's a lot of aspects to it. First off, excuse me. First off, it is more about the journey than the end goal. I may not ever reach that goal, but at least I know I'm gonna have a freaking good time on the journey. Second, it raises attention and invites conversation into some of the pains that I've felt throughout the years. And that is, well, first of all, I've been asking myself in the last year since Mind Valley U Barcelona, how can I become a nomadic actor? How can I be location independent as an actor? And where, most of the film industries ask you to be local for a while and grind it out in auditions and all that. And yes, there is touring. You can have a show, you can be a stand-up comedian, you can tour. That is a possibility. I could tour my third one-man show that I'm apparently writing. And that is also a possibility. But I think it's more challenging to actually go into a country and try to pierce into the film industry. That requires visas, that requires actors unions and a whole bunch of obstacles, which just by claiming the mission invites conversation. And I think because the mission's so crazy, maybe a lot of people will be glad to help me out in accomplishing this mission. So that's what I set out to do. Now, while growing a team to document all this, we could make our own indie films in every country in all those countries' official languages. So that could be a possibility that we do this indie style. There's a lot of guidelines and definitions that I can tinker with to refine this mission, but that's what I got from the universe at 30,000 feet on my way back from Estonia, somewhere over the Atlantic. I just got this download of inspiration, and I think I'm the person to do this, along with a crazy small team of creative professionals. So I'm looking for a digital marketer, videographer, most importantly, and an editor, and probably another acting partner, so we can do films. We could do at least 2 characters on film as we start off. And I don't know how it's gonna go, but I'm taking the next few years to set this up, to write a one-man show so that I can at least tour stages and talk about creativity, creative habits, do some creative consulting, which would be location independent through Skype. And as I set up this business in Vancouver, this business is going to be an online thing. And yeah, we're going to tour with it. So if this resonates with you, this crazy idea, and you want to latch yourself onto this, please give me a shout. I will be talking about this, refining the vision for it as I go along, as more and more people want to hear about it, and we'll see where it goes. What I like about this mission is that it is a selfish goal that drives me because it's fun and it's adventurous, and that's what was missing from. If I'm gonna go completely open book here, back in my 20s, I set these goals to be a Hollywood movie star and to have an Oscar. And even when I wrote them down, they felt so empty. I didn't even believe in them. I was just writing them down because somebody told me to. These coaches or these authors told me to write down my goals, and they weren't even mine. And what was missing from that is one of my core values, and a value that I want to bring to Weird Wild Wonder, which is the name of the company that is going to create all this, is that one of my core values is freedom and adventure, and especially adventure. And that's what was missing to this goal of, Hollywood stardom, is that there was missing an adventure part to it and a freedom part to it. It seems so, you go to Hollywood, and if you make it, you are, you're privy to, okay, sure, you can grow and become and have maybe access to and decide what you want to do, but in the end, you're still sort of shackled to the industry. And if you don't break it, which so many people don't, if you don't break through, then you're just a slave to your day job. So there was that element of adventure missing to it. Secondly, is that it invites conversation about the norms or the way these industries, film industries in particular, are set up, and that is like very impenetrable, very hard to break through, to pierce through, and sort of make it or become at least sustainably successful. So I challenged that by having a look at what other other countries' film industries are like. That will engage that sort of aspect. And there's a whole thinking outside the box, which is what Weird Wild Wonder is all about. Be weird, get wild, create wonder. And thirdly, this selfish goal of wanting to perform in every country has an underlying mission of opening up our borders and contributing to that global unity that we are slowly migrating towards. And that to me is one of the most amazing missions to push for, and that's what brought me to Mind Valley U. I thought Mind Valley's mission of global unity is one that is amazing right now, and I realized too, travel bloggers have their way in contributing to that, to the opening up of borders, because they expose people to places and cultures that otherwise some people wouldn't have access to it, and it opens up their minds, and it dispels certain judgments that we have, which is not what I would want to do with Weird Wild Wonder. I do not want it to turn into a travel blogging thing. However, if the videographer that I'm willing to partner with, if that's his goal, then we would sort of meet halfway, and I could do my thing in every country, they could do theirs. There's an open mindedness to where I'm at right now in finding partners crazy enough for this adventure. So, wow, I hope I didn't babble too much. That's the idea that I've been messing with. That's the universal download that I got on the plane somewhere over the Atlantic, maybe over the tip of Greenland, on my way back from Estonia. And I think this is what I'm gonna dedicate the next 20 years to. I see maybe my 40s being more about stage presence and speaking and touring every country and trying to create media in every country. And then maybe in my 50s, where I'm more established, maybe I'll get more invitations into, and film industries will be easier to pierce into by then, because people will have heard about the mission. So that's what it is. At the foundational level, at the initial ground level, I think this company needs to be built around creative consulting and coaching, because that allows us to be location independent and have sources of income. So if you're a digital marketer, a videographer, an editor, sound engineer that is looking for partnership and coaching, and this idea resonates with you, then please contact me, Yanik Ethier at yanikethier@gmail.com. So that would be YANIKETHIER@gmail.com. And you can also find me on all social medias. If you've stuck around for this long, then I'm probably going to hear from you. So weird, wild, wonder. Be weird, get wild, create wonder. Be weird because we want to encourage authenticity, and we all want to be our truly weird selves, and that's okay. Get wild because we are animals, and we need to reconnect with that primal self that we all are, that primal animal that we all are. So I encourage people to get wild and shake the foundation and disrupt themselves through our coaching and our services. And by doing both of those things, you'll create wonder. So be weird, get wild, create wonder.